Hello everyone. Functional system testing mainly focuses on real life customer usage of the product and solutions. System testing sets customer deployments. In functional testing, it is performed at various testing phases. There are two obvious problems. One is duplication and another one is gray area. Duplication refers to the same test being performed multiple times, and gray area refers to certain tests being missed out in all the phases. A small percentage of duplication across phases is unavoidable as different teams are involved. Gray areas in testing happens due to lack of product knowledge, lack of knowledge of customer usage, and lack of coordination across test teams. Such gray areas in testing make defects seep through and impact usage. These are the two major problems of functional system testing. That's why we need to avoid these two problems. There are multiple ways system functional testing is performed. There are also many ways product level test cases are derived for functional testing. Some of the common techniques of the functional system testing are design or architecture verification, next business vertical testing, deployment testing, beta testing, fifth one is certification, standard and testing for compliance. Now we will see one by one in detail. We will see the first one, that is design or architecture verification. The test cases are developed and checked against the design and architecture to see whether they are actual product level test cases. First, we will see the definition of test case. A test case is a set of conditions or variables under which a tester will determine whether a system under test satisfies requirements or work correctly. Therefore, these test cases are developed and checked against the design and architecture to see whether the product level test cases. Comparing this with integration testing, the test cases for integration testing are created by looking at interfaces, whereas the system level test cases are created first and verified with design and architecture to check whether they are product level or component level test cases. Integration test cases focus on interactions between modules or components, whereas the functional system test focuses on the behavior of the complete product. Functional system testing mainly focuses on the behavior of the complete product. Since functional testing is performed at various test phases, it is important to reject the test cases and move them to an earlier phase to catch defects early and avoid major surprise at later phases. Some of the guidelines used to reject test cases for system functional testing are: the first one is this focusing on code logic, data structures and unit of the product. Second point is this specified in the functional specification of any component? Third point is this specified in design and architecture specification for integration testing? Is it focusing on product implementation but not visible to customers? And the fifth point is it the right mix of customer usage and product implementation? Therefore, we need to focus on the earlier phase to catch defects early and avoid any major surprise at later phases. Therefore, by doing this, we can reduce the rejecting of the test cases. Next, second one is business vertical testing. General purpose products like workflow automation systems can be used by different businesses and services. Using and testing the product for different businesses verticals such as insurance, banking, asset management, verifying the business operations and usage is called business vertical testing. See here, using and testing the product and verifying the business operations and usage is called business vertical testing. For this type of testing, the procedure in the product is altered to suit the process in the business. For example, in loan processing, the loan is approved first by the officer and then sent to a clerk. In claim processing, the claim is first worked out by a clerk and then sent to an officer for approval. User objects such as clerk and officer are created by the product and associated with the operations. This is one way the product to suit the businesses. There are some operations that can only be done by some user objects. This is called role-based operations. With the help of the customization feature, a general workflow of a system is altered to suit specific business verticals. Another important aspect is called terminology. Here, we are going to use the terminology as email as an example. An email sent in the insurance context may be called a claim, whereas an email is sent to a loan processing system. It is called as a loan application. Here, one more aspect is there, that is the syndication. Not all work needed for the business verticals are by product development organizations. Solution integrators, service providers pay license fee to a product organization and sell the products and solutions using their name and image. In this case, the product name, company name, technology names, and copyrights may belong to the latter parties or associations, and the former would like to change the names in the product. Business vertical testing can be done in two ways. One is simulation and another is replication. In simulation of vertical test, the customer or the tester assumes required is tested. In replication, customer data and process is obtained and the product is completely customized, tested, and the customized product as it was tested is released to the customer. This is all about business vertical testing. Now the next point is deployment testing. The definition of deployment testing is important. Here, system testing is before product delivery. Therefore, deployment testing can happen in a product development company to ensure that the customer deployment requirements are met or not. That we are going to check. Here the deployment can be done in two ways: off-site deployment and the on-site deployment. Off-site deployment can be done in the company itself, that is simulation testing is also called as offline deployment. Here the type of deployment, that is simulated testing, that happens in a product development company, means in the organization itself, to ensure that the customer deployment requirements are met or not, that we are going to check, is called offsite deployment. Deployment testing is also conducted after the release of the product by utilizing the resources and setup available in the customer's location. This is called on-site deployment. On acceptance testing and is an extension of off-site deployment testing. Now we will see the beta testing. The definition of beta testing is very important. Before the definition, let's discuss some points related to beta testing. See here, developing a product involves a significant amount of effort and time. Delays in product releases and the product not meeting the customer requirements are common. A product rejected by the customer after delivery means a huge loss to the organization. There are many reasons for a product not meeting the customer requirements. Therefore, to reduce the risk of rejection, which is the objective of system testing, periodic feedback is obtained on the product. One of the mechanisms is sending the product that is under test to the customers and receiving the feedback. This is called beta testing. See here, to reduce the risk of rejection, which is the objective of system testing, Periodic feedback is obtained on the product. One of the mechanisms used is sending the product that is under test to the customers and receiving the feedback is called beta testing. During the entire duration of beta testing, there are various activities that are planned and executed according to specific schedule. It is called as a beta program. Many activities are involved in the beta program. They are, the first one is collecting the list of customers and their requirements along with their expectations on the product. Second is working out a beta program schedule and informing the customers. Third is sending some documents for reading in advance and training the customer on product usage. Fourth is testing the product to ensure it meets beta testing entry criteria. Fifth is sending the beta product to the customer and enable them to carry out their own testing. Sixth is collecting the feedback periodically from the customers and prioritizing the defects for fixing. Seventh point is responding to customers' feedback with product fixes or documentation changes. Eighth one is analyzing and concluding whether the beta program met the exit criteria. Ninth one is communicate the progress and action items to customers and formally closing the beta. 10 point is incorporating the appropriate changes in the product. Finally, the success of a beta program depends heavily on the willingness of the beta customers to exercise the product in various ways, knowing fully well that there may be defects. Now, the next point is certification, standards and testing for compliance. Certification, standards and testing for compliance. See here, a product needs to be certified with the popular hardware, operating system, database and other infrastructure pieces. This is called certification testing. I will repeat, a product needs to be certified with the popular hardware, operating system, database and other infrastructure pieces. This is called certification. The sales of a product depend on whether it was certified with the popular systems or not. Now we will see the standards. There are many standards for each technology area and the product may need to conform those standards. These standards make the product interact easily with other products. Testing the product to ensure that these standards are properly implemented is called testing for standards. Once the product is tested for a set of standards, they are published in the release documentation for the information of the customers so that they know what standards are implemented in the product. There are many contractual and legal requirements for a product. Failing to meet these may result in business loss or bring legal action against the organization and its senior management. Therefore, testing the product for contractual, legal and statutory compliance is one of the critical activities of the system testing team. Some examples of the compliance testing are, here compliance comes under this one, that is testing the product for contractual, legal and statutory compliance is one of the critical activities of this testing team. See here some examples. Compliance to FDA means this act by the Food and Drug Administration. Then 508 accessibility guidelines. This accessibility set of guidelines requires the product to meet some requirements for its physically challenged users. Next one is SOX, that is Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This act requires that products and services be audited to prevent financial fraud in the organization. Next is OFAC and Patriot Act. OFAC and Patriot Act. This act requires the transactions of the banking applications be audited for misuse or funds for terrorism. This is all about certification standard and testing for compliance. Here in today's class we have discussed about functional system testing, what is meant by functional system testing, what problems of functional system testing, and the different techniques of the functional system testing. Thank you.